Hello, this is AC Blender Tutorials with you today, and I'm going to be showing you a preview of how we would use the Minecraft blocks that we've made for a Minecraft set. So this is the asset that we created for the detailed Minecraft block tutorial, and let's just use this. First, you want to create a group, and I'll call this block stone. And all we're doing now is setting up our assets. So, actually, let me cancel that. I'll do a duplicate of this first. So now we'll create a group and we'll call it block stone. And then I'll take this and I'll move it onto layer 2, just to show you how we can leverage this for more power. So I'll just make a few duplicates of these. And yeah, this should work well. Okay, and I'm just putting something together that we'll be able to use just for demonstration, just to show you how this works. I don't want it to be too complicated for right now because this is just an introductory into how this would work. Alright, this looks good. And we'll select this, and I'll create a group out of this, and I will call it Mineshaft. And so now we have two assets for this asset file. So now I'm just going to save this, and then we'll create a new scene for the set. Okay, so here's the new scene. We'll select everything and delete it, and then I will link in the asset. I'll go to the groups and I'll link in the Mineshaft. So here's the Mineshaft, and let me also link in the block. Okay, and to link in, you just do link. That's all I'm doing. Okay. So now we can build out of these. So let me move the block out of the way, and I'll just position this. I'm just getting my view set up. So I can position this, and I can duplicate this. Just like that, and I can have two of them, or I can do as many as I'd like. So here I think I will do 4. Create like a hallway. So I'm able to position these, and let's see, I think this will be enough. So let me now use the block. I'll use the block to make the rest of the set. So I'll make a ceiling, I'll put a wall here for like a tunnel, and a floor. So what I'm going to do is add a plane. I'm going to edit mode and position it at the origin point, and at this point I'm just going to work in edges and stretch it this way. Now what I'm going to do is use the dupliverts to put edges on top of this. So, not edges, but position the blocks on top of it. So whenever there's a vertice, this block will be placed into my set. So first I'll need to bring this down because the block will be positioned here, and I don't have to bring it all the way here because to the wall because the block will be put here. So this looks okay for the start. I think I'll bring this in one. Now an easy way to do this is to look at the transformation and look at the dimensions. So it's 3 by 8. So for the short dimension it's 3. So I can just divide this, the dimension minus 1, and that will give me the proper amount of blocks. So this was 8, so I just subdivide this 7, and it'll give me the correct number of blocks. So let me position this, parent it to the plane. I'll give the plane a dupliverts, and instantly we have our floor. Now also I'll hide this to make it easier to work with. I want it to turn the corner, so I'll send these 3 down the corner. So I'll send these to here, and we'll subdivide it 4 times. Now, okay, there we go. Now I can see that it aligns with the grid. Unhide the cube. And we see that the floor looks good. So now I'll put in a walls here. Again, I'll hide the cube. Okay, so anyway, for building the wall, I just have to take all of these, and I just have to extrude it up. 1, 2, 3, I believe, yep, just 3. And I'll do 2 loop cuts. Enable the block, and then there we have our wall. And I also want a ceiling. So for the ceiling, I'm going to grab all of the bottom vertices from my floor, and I'm just going to duplicate them and bring them to the top. Alright, so tab, and there it is. We have our walls and our ceiling. So we can just take the camera. Let's see, we need a camera. Just go into the camera view, Shift F, move around. Let's see. Go up. Okay, this looks good, so we'll leave it here. So I'll place in the camera. I'll just turn on, let me turn on ambient occlusion just because it's difficult to see. Okay, there we go. And now, let me add in some lights. So let's see, what lights do we want? I'll add in a light. Let's just put in 1 light over here. I think that's what I'll do. So let me add in a light or a lamp. Yeah, let's do a point light. Move it here. Bring it up. Put it in here just a little bit. Let's make it bright like it's a sunlight. Or not a sunlight, but bright like it is a sun. Set this to the cycle rendering engine. Set this to the 3D view. Go into the camera, so we have our camera preview of what this looks like. Turn on rendering. And let's set this as a sun. Not as a sun, but we'll make it bright like a sun. So let's make it very high, brightness. Okay, I think this looks okay. I'll adjust the color management. And let's go back, make this a bit brighter. And then we'll render this. Okay, the rendering is now finished, and you can see that for this large, or for this much geometry, you only have 71 for the peak memory. That is because in the scene, all this geometry is instanced off of only one cube. In that way, we're able to get much larger scenes with much greater detail. We'll have much less memory. So it's a great advantage. And in the future, I'll go over how to have even more types of blocks with very little increase in RAM over this. In the next tutorial, I'll go over how you can use proxies to simplify the sets in your viewport so that it doesn't slow down when you add a lot of blocks. Please like, subscribe, share it with other people, and have a good day. Bye.